For more, journalist from The Independent, Borzou Daragahi, joins me now in the studio. Thanks so much for coming in. I have to say, it seems the Trump administration is counting on Iran not to be able, to really carry out the threats that it's made, to seek this revenge it says it's going after, because it's too weak to take any real military action. And if it does, it would backfire terribly. So what revenge is really on the table here?
I mean, there's a lot that Iran can do, and there's a lot on the table. Iran could take, it does have the capability to do a conventional military attack, but it probably will not do something like that that's so straightforward. It's just not the Iranian doctrine. But whether it will do that, whether it's wise for them to do something like that, that's the real question. And I think that at this point, you have an Iranian leadership that's workshopping a whole bunch of ideas, trying to figure out a way to hit Trump and weaken Trump without galvanizing the American people who are already rather hostile to Trump around him.
But I don't think they believe they're completely hostile to Trump. I mean, we know there is, the American public is very divided. So again, it begs the question, what can they really do that they think would be effective? And I mean, again, from the U.S. perspective, does the U.S. feel it's in a similar position almost to Israel when it's threatened by Hamas, that no matter what threats Hamas makes, Israel knows its military is too powerful and it has the power of the United States behind it, just like the U.S. feels there's nothing Iran can really do, and if it does, we've got Israel, we've got us, the most powerful military in the world. You guys are helpless.
I mean, they might be able to think that. I mean, there might be some people in a bubble who think that, but the difference between Israel and the United States is that the United States has interests and assets all over the planet. So, for example, Iran could, let's say, support a opposition to the opposition in Venezuela, who knows, and create havoc for U.S. Latin American policy. They could launch airstrikes or drone strikes against a oil facility operated by a U.S. ally, which they have done in the past, allegedly, and create havoc in the oil markets just before the elections, just before the summer before elections, cause oil prices to spike. There's many things that they could do, whereas with Israel as a small country, a little fortress-like country of 6 or 7 million people that has not as many sprawling interests.
Okay. So it would all be kind of action via proxy.
I think that it probably will be. I don't think that the Iranians would want to bring the battle to the United States on its terms. Clearly, the U.S. has a better, stronger military than Iran does. It has a better, stronger military than any other country in the world. But Iran can still do stuff to make it very difficult for the Trump administration and make it so that there is a good chance that he'll lose in November.
Meanwhile, Trump is now threatening Iraq as well, saying if you try, to expel our troops, you'll face stronger sanctions than Iran even has ever seen. Whether Baghdad likes it or not, is the U.S. in a position to make Iraq suffer?
I mean, I think it is in a position to make Iraq suffer. It could impose crippling sanctions on Iraq. But, I think that you would have huge obstacles to surmount within the U.S. foreign policy structure if you wanted to do that. For example, with the Trump administration's scheme to remove troops from Syria. Still haven't done it, have they? And that's because you have stiff opposition, institutional opposition in the U.S. establishment to that policy course. And I think that it would be tough for Trump to ram that one through, especially in an election year.
Okay, Borzou, thanks so much, as always, for coming in. We appreciate it.